watching The Joe Cronin Show.
And JD from New York. Because I said so. JD from NY206. Go subscribe to him on YouTube. My name is Joe Cronin. This is The Joe Cronin Show. We are live right now on YouTube. Live. JD from New York, 206. Joe Cronin. WrestleMania 31. It's coming. And we wanted to give you a little bit of wrestling talk here. And I'd call this a state of the WWE on my channel. And I'm going to do that because it's familiar. And I'm happy to do it. And JD, it's been a while since me and you have talked. And I'm dead serious. This is cool because we didn't talk off camera at all about anything. So how do you feel about WrestleMania 31?
Well, thanks for having me, man. It's good to touch base with you again. I know it's been a long time. And just want to say what's up to everybody first and foremost. But WrestleMania, to me, I'm excited because I'm a fucking WWE guy. I love wrestling. But it doesn't feel like WrestleMania to me. I think the WWE dropped the ball on a lot of these feuds. There's no urgency from WWE creative. And I think a lot of the bigger feuds like Lesnar and Reigns are built off controversy that's going on behind the scenes. It's not what's happening inside the ring. That's a problem for me.
Well, it is a reality era, right? I mean, you think that's why Triple H refers to it as the reality era? Because that's what is that their goal with this, maybe?
I don't think it's their goal. I don't think WWE creative is that smart to actually think ahead like that. But it comes as it is, and WWE just works day by day instead of having a long-term plan. So.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And I think no one's given them credit. I mean, like last year, nobody believed really that it was part of a master plan or an idea of theirs to have Bryan in the main event and everything. That was just all thrown together at the end because they had to. And I've made the comments that I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't know if it's true, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is kind of like you got your way last year, I'm getting my way this year, and we're doing it this way. And I don't believe that anything weird for the most part is going to happen other than Reigns is going to win the title. They got him in like commercials and ads. They're zooming in on him at the Hall of Fame like crazy. I mean, this guy is clearly going to win the title. And if he doesn't, you wonder, all this other stuff was to put us off. You know?
But I just read literally just now on Dave Meltzer's newsletter that WWE, as of today, is reportedly having doubts about Roman Reigns win the championship at WrestleMania 31 because of the long-term consequences that it may lead to. And they don't want to put Reigns in that position because if he does win, it may be something that he can never bounce back from, or they have to turn him heel.
Yeah, and that's everything that we've all said. Like, the only way to save it is to turn the guy heel, or if he turned heel, that makes sense. And that's I don't know. I feel like they don't care, and they're riding with it anyway. But if he wins tonight, I just feel like the crowd's not going to be very happy. And tomorrow night on Raw is going to be, I don't know where they are, and it might depend on where they are tomorrow night, but it's going to be an insane crowd tomorrow night. If Roman Reigns comes out with the title tomorrow night, I think there's going to be, you might see stuff thrown in the ring for the first time since like WCW, NWO stuff.
Yeah, I agree. But a lot of other rumors going around saying that Paul Heyman's going to turn on Brock Lesnar tonight, which I would advise not to, because I can't see Brock Lesnar without Roman Reigns. I don't even want to see Brock Lesnar without Paul Heyman, rather. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar without Paul Heyman.
Right.
And I don't want to see him with Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns needs to be a big boy and speak for his own. He doesn't need Paul Heyman to, fight his battles for him. And I honestly think that Brock Lesnar is going to win tonight. I think Roman Reigns is going to look decent in defeat. And I wouldn't be surprised if Seth Rollins walks out of the building with the championship tonight, either tonight or Monday Night Raw, being that Monday Night Raw is going to be white hot with the crowd, like you said. Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen.
What did you think about the Hall of Fame last night? Because last night was out of control.
I missed all the Roman Reigns booing part because when I got home from work, I was just exhausted, and I kind of fell asleep during Rikishi's speech, and then I woke up during Conor the Crusher, which was excellent, by the way. I love Daniel Bryan's realism, and I loved how real he came across, and it goes to show you why he is the real face of the company, which I still don't understand why he's not in the main event. But I seen Alundra Blaze. I seen who else did I see? I seen Kevin Nash. I fell asleep in and out, but I seen bits and pieces of it. It was good.
Let me tell you something. I watched the entire thing, and it was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. If you watched the entire thing, you would have been out of your mind. Okay. First of all, did you see Larry Zbyszko?
Yes, I did.
Okay. That was 50 minutes of, I don't know what the hell he was talking about, but there were little times when he sounded great and you saw where he was going, but then if you spliced it all together, it would have made great. It actually would have made great sense, and maybe they will do that. But there was just so much terrible and bizarre that it was bizarre. And Rikishi, and by then I was already tired. And then you realize there's 7 more people to go. Then Shawn Michaels comes out, and Shawn Michaels makes some very bizarre, I think, comments to start and continue his speech. Like somebody in the back was angry, or somebody in the back was yelling at somebody about something. I mean, things were going down. And multiple people made comments that a big guy or the big people or the big boss altered their notes or added to their notes. There was 3 different comments about what they could say because of Vince, basically.
So wait a minute, something that Zbyszko said or something that Shawn Michaels said?
Something that Shawn Michaels said. Let's talk about this. Shawn Michaels started by coming out. We almost got the old Shawn Michaels tonight. I mean, last night. I saw HBK like 99. Almost. He started it with saying, you know, I'm going to probably get in some trouble for this. And then he said, you know, but, and then he made a remark to how long the show had been. And he said, but I'm sorry that I'm going to piss everyone off or whatever, but I'm a real wrestler inducting another real wrestler, or a pro wrestler inducting a pro wrestler. And and he made a comment as far as like how much time he had to talk. It wasn't, I thought at first maybe it was a comment to, he was using the term pro wrestler, which Vince doesn't like, which, you know, that's kind of taboo. So, but it was actually in a comment to about how much time he had and what he could say. And then he actually ripped up his script, but not in a like goofy, I plan to do that way, but almost in a adversarial way. Like he was, and I don't know why or what that means, but it was very bizarre. It was almost like he was upset at all the people who had been there before that night, like all the other speakers, and how much time or something to do with that. If you go back and watch Shawn Michaels' intro and what he says, and then also had sat through 4 hours of this Hall of Fame that seemed bizarre, and then started to hear the comments from the last few presenters, especially Jerry Lawler, the comments they were making about the show being run long and how the people in the back aren't happy.
But it's the fucking Hall of Fame. Like, why wouldn't you want it to go long? I mean, how many times a year do you actually get to honor these folks? And how many times have we seen them in the past fucking decade? I mean, this is supposed to be an homage to the fucking greats of the company that has competed for you. Like, what's the problem with time constraints, especially if you're on the network? That's what I don't understand. I
don't either. I mean, we're counting down Stone Cold and Triple H on the podcast thing, too. And you remember Triple H got extra time, Vince got extra time.
Yeah.
But no, there was clearly something going on. I don't know if, and I don't know what it was, but let me tell you something. Well, some of us feel that way. In fact, I did. I enjoyed that I got 4 or 5 hours of the Hall of Fame, but I said during my review of it multiple times, my God, I can't believe this guy's still out there. I can't believe he's allowed to do this. You know, if it was Mr. T, he would have been taken off, just like last year. But Zbyszko was out of his mind. I mean, I think we might have to check his head after this thing. Which, by the way, I mean, I love Zbyszko, and I'm so glad he got out there. And watching it back, I appreciated it more. The chat room that I was in, and it may be indicative of the people who watch my show, but the people were ruthless in my chat. They absolutely hated it. They were mad. They were annoyed. They were bored. And maybe it's not for them then. Maybe that's the problem. Because some of them even had some insane comments about Connor, which I couldn't even believe that people made comments like that about this guy. And I think Daniel Bryan was bothered at the beginning too, because they chanted for Daniel Bryan. And I know if I was there, I would have immediately attempted a Connor chant right away. But the people went to a Daniel Bryan chant, which I kind of don't blame the people either for doing that, because it's Daniel Bryan, and then we'll get to the Connor stuff. But Daniel Bryan was immediately kind of not happy with that.
Yeah, but Daniel Bryan actually took it in stride. He actually played it off pretty well with the crowd. I mean,
he did.
He goes, he's going to get the same reaction. He knows that, and that's just the fans paying respect to him. So.
I think so too, and I think I might have even avoided if I was him altogether. I might have not even. I would have just acknowledged that they acknowledged me because I'm out here. And then when he went into Connor stuff, he got those chants. But I think he did make it a little awkward by, because he was a little taken back by it too, and I don't know. It was just an awkward. I'm telling you, man, it was an awkward night to me. I loved it, but watching the thing from the beginning to the end, it was really an awkward night. And Kevin Nash was out there and kind of just. And then Pac, you know, he gets in the back of the truck and Pac it was very, I don't know how to say it.
Who went on before Kevin Nash? Kevin Nash closed the show, right?
Yeah, he did.
Who was on before that? Because I fell asleep at that point.
Somebody after Macho Man. Oh man, I can't remember. Hold on a second. Let me get the photo up. I don't remember everybody. Oh man, who's the Japanese? I keep calling him Fujinaki, and that's not his name because I'm thinking of Fujinaki.
Sumi Fujinami, I think his name was.
Fujinami. No, I know him though because as a little kid, I'll tell you a little thing. That little when I was a little kid, I saw him wrestle a few people, and I said, "Who's this?" As a kid, I thought, "Who's this Asian guy?" I don't even know him, and I became interested because he was a whole page in the WWE wrestling history booklet that I had from like 1992 or 1 or something, and I actually got tapes from that guy back in later in 95 because I was interested in him because I'd seen him but never seen him wrestle, and I was like, "Where does this guy wrestle?" And I put in for this mailing thing, and I got 3 tapes that were international wrestling videos. And he was on one of them because that's why I ordered it. To check the little box and mail the thing out with your parents' permission or whatever. I mean, I was crazy, and these tapes came, and there it was. I mean, that's how ridiculous I was, but...
People in the chat are saying that Schwarzenegger went on before Nash. Maybe that's why Shawn Michaels was upset, because... he isn't really a wrestler. Then why are they inducting someone that's a non-wrestler?
Well, no, because you know something? My least problems with Schwarzenegger last night, he kept it short. He did exactly what a celebrity wing should do. Schwarzenegger came out there, I think he did 8 minutes, and or something like that. And he was like, "I'm the Schwarzenegger, and I'm glad to promote you. I was in Austria, and I grew up watching it in the physique." And he related it to wrestling. He related his bodybuilding and the connection he's always felt with wrestling. And he could have been a wrestler if it wasn't for a movie star, and he's always had a connection. So the whole thing, Schwarzenegger was great. Triple H inducted him. Schwarzenegger was great, and he was out of there. Larry Zbyszko was like 50 minutes. Alundra Blaze was the best of the night, I think.
Yeah, her stories were good. I enjoyed listening to her story, and it's nice to see her too after so long because she was one of my favorites growing up. Being a young guy watching WWE, and when women's wrestling was actually legit.
Yeah.
Remember SummerSlam '94 where she fought Bull Nakano. She actually mentioned Bull Nakano last night's speech. Had a great match at SummerSlam.
And then Randy Savage's brother was good. The Genius kind of went into Genius mode, and he did just enough that it was time. When he got off the stage, I just had enough, so it was great. He did great. Kevin Nash was short and sweet. It was perfect. Schwarzenegger was good. But Fujinami, it's Fujinami. I'm so sorry. Fujinami. Tatsumi Fujinami did really a good job trying to speak English and spoke really well. And he had just a few words and got off stage. He was 5 minutes out there. Yeah. And he knew, everybody, some people knew their place and some people didn't. The Bushwhackers came out. They went a little long, but what they did was very entertaining. So everyone enjoyed the Bushwhackers. Because of how honest, entertaining they were. That was what I felt a real relief watching those two up there. I loved it. Of course, Connor's whole thing, the Warrior's wife, the kids, the story, the sadness, the dad, his brother, Daniel Bryan, everything about that was as expected to me, and I enjoyed it and didn't have a problem with it. And then Larry Zbyszko just went off, and he just went into Wonderland. It was very strange. And then Rikishi did his Rikishi thing. That was okay. But it was a long event. I enjoyed it. I guess let's move on. Leading into, we're talking about WrestleMania tonight. I'm a little bit worried that a lot of people have thrown around the ladder match is going to steal the show, because of course that's what I thought too. But now I'm worried, because when you start thinking something's going to steal the show, it usually doesn't. I'm a little bit worried that match, if that match doesn't live up to hype or doesn't go over what we think it's going to be, I'm worried about the rest of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, well, I don't think you should worry about that. I honestly think it is going to steal the show, because when you got guys like Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, and Dean Ambrose all in the same match, it's kind of hard to not think that. So I honestly think it will be the best match in the night. I just hope the WWE knows what they're doing with the outcome of this match, and they stick to their guns. I think Daniel Bryan, if that's what they want to do, and they want to keep Lesnar as the champion, I think Daniel Bryan being the IC champion is going to do well and bring some legitimacy back to the title. And the same thing with Cena winning the U.S. title tonight against Rusev. I think that's a very good direction to go. And I'm commending WWE on putting thought back on the mid-card, because I've been stressing it so long on my channel for 2 years now. And it's finally nice to see some progress being made on that.
It is. Finally, the mid-card's important. Finally, the Intercontinental belt's important. So I am happy about that as well. I don't know who. I'm sticking with Reigns winning the title because, you know, a year ago we talked about it, and I thought, obviously whoever faces Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31 has got to go over and become the next guy who's being put over. I thought maybe it could be Daniel Bryan, and then I obviously thought maybe it could be Reigns, and clearly it's going to be Reigns now. You would expect that. Why the hell would you do all this build-up? And then other people talk about, but I don't want to see, here's the thing that gets me. Lesnar's booked for tomorrow night on Raw, but my feeling was if he were to lose, you don't want him showing up on Raw the next night with Heyman like, oh, I lost. You know, you don't want that. You want him to go away for 2 months and then show back up again. So the fact that he's on Raw means one of two things to me. And one, he keeps the title, and that's why he's booked for Raw. Number two, Heyman does turn on him, and that's why Lesnar's there to attack Heyman, who's now with Reigns. And, you know, the crowd will pop when Lesnar comes out to go after Reigns, who's now with Heyman, who has the title. I think that would be wild. So those are the only two reasons I can think Lesnar would be there.
Well, I honestly don't think that with all the talk of Brock Lesnar going full babyface, depending on when the WWE pulls the trigger on this, I can't see Paul Heyman aligned with a babyface and speaking and coming off the way that he does. So it makes me wonder if they are going the route of a turn with Paul Heyman. I would rather them not go that route because, you know, it's like spaghetti and meatballs. I don't want to use a fucking cheesy analogy, but Lesnar and Heyman go together. I don't want to see them separated. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar speak for himself. You know, he needs to be that intimidating figure that just stands there and says nothing, while Paul Heyman sells the entire fucking feud pretty much that, you know, that he's been doing with Roman Reigns. This entire feud's been built on Paul Heyman. So if they're building a face run for Brock Lesnar, I think, you know, the turn from Paul Heyman is gonna be something that WWE is gonna go down. I don't know.
I do want to mention also a lot of people have been asking what's up with the Dave and the other stuff and everything. I'll tell you right now what happened, and I made a video about it kind of. Here's the deal: everybody and their mother wants me to do something and this and that. I'm so busy. I really am. I want to make more wrestling videos. I can't because there's too much stuff for me to do. And the thing is, he went live. He's been able to go live recently, and I think he's become insane ever since doing that. But the deal is, he skipped out on Raw. He didn't want to do the show Monday Night Raw. He said he was sick or something happened. I don't know. But then he was live the night before, multiple videos, and then the day after, multiple videos. So doesn't show up for Raw, but does multiple videos the day before, multiple videos the day after. Then we were supposed to do Monetize This on Saturday, and or cover the Hall of Fame, something I mentioned. And then he said, I don't think it's a good idea to do that with how busy we're going to be. But then he made a bunch of videos that day. And then the next day he made more videos after telling me he couldn't do it, and then he's covering it the next day. And it just seems strange to me. It's bizarre. Unfortunately, it's weird. I don't understand it. And I just think, I think you're probably too big at this point to be doing my show. I think now you've got your own show, I feel like. And I would just stick with that because I was pissed because I was like, wait a minute, everyone's doing their own thing, but then no one's coming here, but then everyone wants to come here. And I just feel it's strange. You know, I guess I've just become a little paranoid with everybody, with everything everybody's doing.
They should want to do your show simply because they're friends with you. You know, they should use you as a tool to get themselves over. Not to say that they should leech off of you, but they should be respectable enough to want to help you and grow off of you and give that same in return. I mean, you know, here I am, 25,000 subscribers, and, you know, everybody expects me to be a cocky dick. Meanwhile, I have a small channel just like you. I'm in the same fucking boat as you. I'm doing this because I love WWE. I enjoy working with you. And that's what it comes down to. I don't know why people, you know, want to come on your show and start altering shit. It's your fucking show. You lead the way. You're the fucking captain. If nobody wants to follow that, then it's your fucking right to kick them off the show.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's become, I think I've let it happen. I think it's my fault. I think I kind of embrace that, which is because that's kind of my theme and my thing. I mean, tonight I'll be live after WrestleMania, and I'll be taking calls. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to more of my old format where I shoot through calls, and that's what I'll be doing tonight. And I want you guys to check me out. I want you guys to check out JD. If you've never seen JD, he's funny as shit. He's going to give you real good, honest opinions. He's probably more professional than I am. And JdFromny206, make sure you subscribe to his channel. Go back and watch some of the videos that me and him have done, and go back and watch his videos in general. And he also does video game stuff, which is awesome. I'm glad that you found me just because I was like, I got to watch your channel, and then I was entertained by you, so I found another person. And I'm happy for Dave and everybody else. The problem is a lot of these people that have 300 subs and 400 subs, I mean, I brought them on and then said, go check out this guy's channel, and then they got 400 of my subs, and then I never heard from some of them, you know, which is, I guess, okay, but then they're not growing, and they're not doing anything, and they're not coming on my show anymore, and I find out, oh, this was all just for them to get subs, and then ran away, and that's like, sometimes I kind of feel like I don't mind if Dave goes live and Dave does his shows, of course, that's what I wanted him to be another brand, that was the point, but when I get blown off multiple times, and then I see 1,000 videos from that person all over the place, yeah, it's just, I wonder about that, and it's weird, I'm paranoid now, and I think So
they're stepping away from a partnership, and I'm using the quotation fingers, a partnership, because they gained 300 or 400 of your subs, and now they want to do shit on their own? What sense does that make?
I don't know. Maybe I'm Axl Rose in this.
They should want to work with you because they want to work with you, and at the same time grow off of you, and then, you know, it works both ways. Maybe, you know, even though he's a small channel, maybe someone on his end hasn't even heard of you, so you gain a couple subs there. You know, maybe 5 or 10 subs, whatever. I think he did want to do that, though. I really do think I don't know if he knows what he's doing, to be honest. I don't even know if he has an idea what he's doing. The reason why I came to you is because I threw it out there on my Off the Script podcast, and I was like, you know what? I want to work with somebody because I'm passionate about fucking wrestling. I want someone who's going to compliment me attitude-wise, view-wise, opinion-wise, and I want someone that I'm going to gel with. And the majority of the people mentioned you, so I checked out your shit, and I'm like, you know what? This guy's got a radio personality that I would listen to if I'm driving in my fucking car by myself to work. So I'm like, you know what? Let's contact this guy. And we did a couple of things here and there. I know we've been busy. You know, I got, my fucking dreadful job that I fucking can't stand. You got your own shit going on, so it's kind of tough to get our schedules down. But I wanted to help you because I love fucking pro wrestling, and I want a partner there that I can fucking count on when he wants to say, you know what, like today, let's do a WrestleMania shit. Cool, I'm off. Let's fucking do it.
Right.
It's the biggest night of the fucking year for us.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. A lot of people in the YWC, this fucking internet, YouTube shit, wrestling, nobody wants to fucking help each other. What pisses me off is that I know for a fact my content is better than 98% of the fucking people doing this shit. And if you see these guys who grew off WWE 2K15 had the same amount of subs I have now, now they're sitting pretty with 150,000 subs. They're being flown out to WrestleMania for free via 2K games. You know that fucking upsets me?
Right.
What the fuck is going on with that I'm not doing?
Yeah, no, it's all about content, and unfortunately, it's like the WWE is now. You know, man, it's like they're hitting that audience, and a lot of those people won't remember a damn thing the person said ever again. You know, for the most part, a lot of those flybys are kids or younger people listening to these shows. But I remember because of your content. I go, oh shit, I remember when JD was talking about this and that, and I thought that too, and this is why it happened, and stuff makes sense, and it's a real show. So it's not about the subscribers. It's about the content, and actually, for what you do, it's amazing that you're at 25,000 subscribers with the content you're giving. I think there are a couple other guys that give great content too, who, and I don't blame anybody now. You know, now that I'm at 12,000, and I've seen how people try to use and manipulate and whatever, it makes you not want to talk to anybody. So that. I understand why some people are like this, like maybe the Aaron Riffs of the world. Those guys have their own system, their own channel, their own deal. They don't have time to help or to work with other people or to comment with other people. They don't care. They're too busy running their own thing. So I don't blame it. I don't blame them. But there's a lot of other people, like you said, like around us. There are people with 100 subs, 500 subs, 1,000 subs who would be like, what are you here to do? They take it more seriously, JD. They'll be like, oh, you're here to hurt me or something. Like, what are you talking about? I have like 10,000 more subs than you. I just want to do a video with you. And they'll be, and you're like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. The most paranoid.
I don't want to bring up his name again, and I'm not talking down to him. God forbid he's fucking listening, because he's got his ear and everything. But Sean's View, he constantly tells me via text. He has my fucking phone number. He tells me, dude, I want to work with you at some point. I'm like, yeah, man, whenever you want to do it, because I would love to, give your viewers and your fucking listeners a real taste of, real WWE content from someone who's been watching for 25 years. I don't know how long Sean's been watching, but I want to help people, and I want others to help and have the same mentality as you and I. But a lot of people are fucking greedy. They don't want to do it simply because they think that we're going to steal their subs or they're going to like me better than him. It's not about that. It's about fucking getting down and talking about, WWE and why we fucking think, what's going on TV, storylines, this and that, rumors. That's all I want to do. I'm not here to steal your fucking content or your subs. People need to get off their high horse and shut the fuck up and just talk about what's in front of them, the content.
We're talking about wrestling. It's not a big deal. Take it easy, everyone. And some of the wrestling fans will get mad if you do anything goofy too. They want real talk and that's it. And they'll get crazy serious. So it's weird. Even the fans can do it. But let's go. We got about 10 more minutes or so right here. I think. I know JD's got stuff to do, and I've got stuff to do, and we're getting ready for WrestleMania. And
if you got longer than 10, man, I can go. I can do.
Okay.
Let's talk about the rest of the card.
All right. Let's go through this then. I'm gonna start off. What did I want to start off with? All right. Let's start off with Seth Rollins, and let's start off with the kickoff. The kickoff is the tag team titles match. We got the Usos, the four-way, the Usos, Los Matadores, New Day, and Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, the champions, in a kickoff match. By the way, we're going to have a 2-hour kickoff WrestleMania. So this is going to be a 6-hour WrestleMania, man.
So wait a minute. Did they change the pre-match, or is it 2 matches now? Because I know the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is now a pre-show match.
Yes. So now the the Memorial Battle Royal is a pre-show match. Is what they said originally, and then and then also the tag team match is going to be there as well. And then I heard that it was going to be a 2-hour kickoff show. Yeah, it's tonight at 4.
Orton, I'm all for that. Sting Triple H could get more time, whatever, man. Those 2 matches are a complete fucking waste to me anyway. The ones that are on the pre-show, they don't even be on the card. Period.
Something. I mean, there's a part of me that's upset about that, and that it's not really official, and that's kind of annoying. But there's another part of me that I'm actually happy because I'm excited actually in a weird way. Is that weird? Because we're going to see a tag team pre-show match. We're going to see a Battle Royal pre-show match. And then we're still going to go into 4 hours of WrestleMania. I feel like this is unprecedented. This is history making. This is going to be, I think, the longest WrestleMania if you count the pre-show. I mean, really. That we've ever seen, the most wrestling at a WrestleMania maybe that you've ever seen, or at least going back until the first 1 to 4 WrestleManias when they did a lot of matches then.
I hope so. I know LL Cool J is kicking off the show. God knows how long he's going to get.
Oh God.
So, I don't know what he's doing, but I read that all the matches I just previously mentioned are going to get more time added to them because of the 2 pre-show matches, and I heard that the Divas match today is going to get a lot more time.
Yes. Hopefully
they go closer to 20 minutes because I would love to see what all 4 of them got. Instead of me going to the fucking fridge and refilling my beer mug 3 or 4 times.
I would appreciate it. I would have appreciated it more if it was a one-on-one women's match. I mean, I would have rathered that. I feel like these tag team, the more divas in a match, the worse it gets usually. The more tag team, 4 people, tornadoes, whatever they do, it's always worse when there's more of them in there. And I don't understand. I dream of the day when Charlotte and Sasha Banks could have had that match they had on NXT, but at WrestleMania. So I'm
there was 2 things, Joe. One thing, yeah. I don't mind the tag team match as long as it's not watered down like the previous WrestleManias where there was we had Eva Marie on WrestleMania last year. I'm like, what the fuck did she do to deserve a WrestleMania spot? Why the fuck? Right. Why are you on my fucking TV, Cameron? Why are you at WrestleMania? You haven't done anything all year. Why the fuck are you there?
I think
as long as it's not fucking 16 divas in one ring, I don't care. So 4 I could deal with. But
right.
I heard a rumor that Vince McMahon watched a match at NXT San Jose last night. I believe it was Charlotte and Sasha Banks, and I heard rumors that his eyebrows were raised about how good the women are. So I think there's going to be a change in the Divas division, how we see things go on with the Divas. So hopefully that comes to be.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that's real and that's true. I mean, I don't know. All he has to do is watch NXT to understand that. And maybe we can have Eve against Cameron in a match, and whichever one of them gets hurt gets fired because somebody would get hurt.
I would pay to see that, actually.
I'm going to go ahead and... what do you think's going to win? Because, I mean, I think it's clearly between Cesaro and Kidd and the Usos, and I feel like they would give the Usos the titles at WrestleMania is something they would want to do.
Well, I heard one of the Usos is injured. How badly, I don't know. But Kid and Cesaro just got the belts. They haven't even had the belts for a month now, so I think they're going to retain.
I think that's a safe bet too. I think they want to give them a run with it as heels and eventually, be able to do something with those titles. So I'm going Cesaro and Kid as well. And you're right on with that.
Why WWE fucked up the Ascension and ruined their shot.
Yes.
I don't understand why. I had the perfect booking idea for them last Raw of the year when the Usos did win the titles back. I would have had the Ascension just completely destroy the Usos right after the match. And there you go. You got monster heels right there instead of making a joke out of them, having them fucking clothesline by JBL. Fuck out of here.
What was that? It was like they just wanted to bury them all of a sudden.
Because Vince McMahon is not keen on NXT talent, or they don't know how to book NXT talent, because when the Ascension was down in NXT and we were watching them, everybody fucking loved them. Now everybody hates them. I don't get that perception of what goes on. And
you know what? It works too, because a lot of the younger kids in the audience and a lot of the younger viewers of my show, a lot of the people that don't watch NXT, like, we're all talking about the Ascension and this should be pretty good. And then these kids are like, these guys are a joke. This is stupid. And it's like, yep, that's what they wanted you to think, because they clearly wanted to bury them. And it worked. Another kickoff match, of course, the Battle Royal, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which I like only because, of commemorating Andre, but I like the fact that they're getting people on the card to get people on the card. And but now it seems that match won't be on the actual card. It will be on the pre-show. So if you were upset that it was taking time away from the show and it was just to get people on the card, I think last year was supposed to have a purpose and put over Cesaro, but then they buried him on their own. But who is going to emerge from this thing this year? I don't even know the participants. I'm going to be completely honest.
The way things are transpiring on TV, I want to say Curtis Axel wins it just because I think he deserves it, and I want to see more of Axel. I think he's very underutilized, and he's got too much talent to be Mr. Perfect's son for them not to use him. I want to say Axel, but my gut says Damian Sandow breaks away from the Miz and wins the entire thing tonight, and he goes on to have a very successful face run. And as far as the last two guys go, I'm gonna say it comes down to Miz and Sandow, to be honest with you. And Sandow gets his breakaway.
It has to come down to those two, because I'm shocked that those two don't have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. They had some of the most heat and pop in the last month or two. Now,
why are people saying Ryback? I heard Ryback a lot today that he's going to win the Battle Royal. What the fuck has he done that he deserves to win a Battle Royal?
I don't know, and I hope he doesn't win. And I don't know, because they think he needs to get something, or I don't know. I don't enjoy watching him wrestle. I enjoy Ryback the human being. I enjoy Ryback the real bully dude in the background when he's in the back doing something so ridiculous it's over the top. I enjoy that, but I don't enjoy him in the ring whatsoever at all. He's a big rock soldier in the ring.
After that promo he cut, I was a fan. I really loved that personal promo he cut. I thought WWE had big plans for him, but then they kind of scaled it back and they just kind of banished him to nothing matches.
Yeah, you're right, and I was a little pumped up for him too, because I did like that promo, and I know that guy's a real good guy in real life, and I do want to see him kind of do well. There's a part of me that wanted to scream Goldberg at him for a while, but now I've completely come out of that. I came out of that on my own, just being like, that's ridiculous, this guy's worked hard. But then he told everyone who might still be in that camp, the deal that night, and that's why it was a great promo. But you're right, it went nowhere. It had no meaning. It was it's like Hollywood movies right now, just having plot holes. It's just, why is this guy out here cutting this amazing promo and then goes nowhere with it whatsoever? It's stupid. And he's done. And I don't care if he wins. If he wins the thing, it doesn't matter. All that matters to me is Sandow and The Miz, who have this big thing for months, and the fact that these two don't have a match, I think Start Mania would have been fine, is asinine, I think. Unless it comes down to them in that Rumble, and then they end up going at it, then this was a waste. I can't even believe they didn't use it. And then anyway.
Well, I could picture Miz and Sandow being the last two guys, and The Miz expecting Sandow to eliminate himself to have The Miz win, being that he's the main guy. And Sandow says, no, fuck this, and turns his back on The Miz, and they go at it, and then Mizdow or Sandow, whatever you want to fucking call him, goes on to win it on his own. That's how I see it.
You got it. You nailed it right there. That's exactly what's happening. There is no doubt in my mind that you nailed it. The Miz is ordering Sandow to get out of the Rumble, out of the Battle Royal, and Miz takes one leg over the rope, and then he stops, and then the crowd pops, and he gets back in and either attacks him when he's not looking or throws him out and eliminates him. You are dead on. That's got to happen. That has to happen. Or this is all a waste. What a great, good job. That's how you book it. I didn't even think of that. And we talked about the tag team women's match, which there's no title on the line. I'm pretty sure that, I don't know. You could have Paige and AJ get mad at each other and create a feud, and the Bellas end up winning, and then Paige and AJ just couldn't get along. It smells of that. We've seen kind of tag team matches like this before at WrestleMania between two people who are kind of, you're surprised they're tagging together, and in the end it doesn't work out with them, and the match ends with the bad girls winning and the two people who are supposed to be together angry at each other. I could see that happening. But I'm gonna go with Nikki Bella and Brie Bella winning this match, though.
Well, I like that these four women are being showcased in this match. I think
yes.
They got the right individuals involved. These four women have been pretty much the center or the focus point of the division, pretty much. So I don't see why you would have anybody else there. But I think AJ and Paige pull out the victory tonight. How? I don't know. It could go either way. But I do think AJ and Paige are the likely winners tonight.
They are definitely the likely winners. I'm going with the Bellas, but you're right. They're the likely winners, and one of the reasons is because the Bellas have kind of been getting one up on them for a while now. Yeah. And usually you put the face over in that situation. All right, moving on again because we're going to roll through this. Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. I think it is very possible that Randy Orton could win this, but I'm pretty sure I'm going with Seth Rollins winning this match. I don't know why you'd have Seth Rollins lose with the Money in the Bank to Randy Orton.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I say Seth Rollins wins. I think it's going to be 20-plus minutes of a possible show stealer. And obviously, if Rollins wins, which I expect him to, I don't think this is going to be the last of these two because, they can't just, go into a storyline 3 weeks after Randy Orton's been back and say, you know what, this is going to be the conclusion. Obviously, we have Extreme Rules following WrestleMania. So I think Randy Orton kind of gets his revenge in some type of gimmick match at Extreme Rules. And gets his revenge on Seth Rollins. But I'd say Seth Rollins takes the win tonight. Oh,
you got it. We're in agreement on that one. I'll move along to the next one. I just fucking deleted it. I'm stupid. All right, I don't want to go there. It reset on me. We got the ladder match. Let's go to the ladder match. Apparently Stardust is going Green Goblin. We didn't get our Goldust Stardust WrestleMania moment match, but we get Stardust in the ladder match. Daniel Bryan, Wade Barrett, Stardust, Dolph Ziggler, Luke Harper, Dean Ambrose, and R-Truth. My God, this is star-studded.
Everything but R-Truth.
Everything but R-Truth. Well, let me tell you something, though. I loved R-Truth's heel turn. You may have heard me rant about this before. I loved R-Truth when he was a heel. I thought he was great. But then they just kind of buried it. And I enjoyed when he was doing the creepy little Jimmy stuff, I thought he was crazy, like he might stab someone, and I liked that. Wrestling, I don't know, we'll see tonight, man. I think he'll be a good compliment to the match. Normally, would I be excited about an R-Truth match or something? No, probably not. But in this match, I'm excited about it. I think, the most interesting guy in this ladder match to me is probably maybe Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan, and then Dean Ambrose, and then Luke Harper, and just all these guys that can do some really good moves and sell well, and it's just a great compliment. There's a lot of different styles in here, but everyone sells well. That's one thing I noticed about this match, is everyone in this match sells well and kind of takes chances. I mean, but maybe Barrett, isn't going to do any moonsaults or anything, but Luke Harper is capable of doing a lot of these things for a big guy, and I just hope that it's not too much. I hope that it's not overkill, and nothing really comes across because it's so watered, it's overkill with too much stuff going on, because two guys back in the 90s who were more stiff, who didn't hurt anybody, but were more stiff, like maybe Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, who can make a ladder match just seem so believable. I worry that there's too much flimsy flaboo, and that's my word for it, going on in this match, and something doesn't come across right.
I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I mean, WWE tends to oversell these fucking matches because they want to get across how epic it could be. But with 7 guys, I don't think you need to have that many big spots. Ziggler's going to sell his ass off anyway. Bryan knows what he's doing in there. Ambrose is a fucking lunatic. Luke Harper, this is his first WrestleMania, I believe, competing in something this important. In the end, I say Daniel Bryan's going to win it just based off the rumors and the speculation I've been hearing that Daniel Bryan's going to have the IC title. John Cena's going to beat Rusev.
Yep.
And those 2 titles are going to be showcased at house shows, and they want to build legitimacy around those 2 guys, being that Brock Lesnar's the champion. I think that's the best route to go, and I think Daniel Bryan wins it. They're going to have some kind of triple threat match at Extreme Rules, maybe Ambrose or Wade Barrett involved, and then going into SummerSlam, I say we get Ziggler and Bryan in an epic fucking match and a feud all summer long for that belt, which is going to be amazing.
Yeah, you could see Ziggler and Bryan in a what I want to say, SummerSlam type of match or something like that with the IC belt would be nice, I think. I know that's looking further ahead and maybe skipping the gun, but I really enjoy that. I think that maybe there's a conscious effort in WWE to reset everything, to reset stuff. Like we got Bryan, who's in the world title, this guy's in the WWE title, and everything is convoluted and confused. Let's reset everything. Bryan got his moment, kind of like when Bret Hart won the title for the first time. Bret Hart wins the title for the first time, but it didn't seem right to the WWE and to Vince, and Bret loses that belt, and then eventually they give him that moment again later on, but before that he goes back into like the IC title hunt, and I don't know if that's what they're doing or that's why, but it seems like there's a reset.
It's not them going back, basing everything off of what they did with those guys. It's just WWE stupidity because they don't listen to the fucking audience. Obviously, nobody wants Roman Reigns, and everybody wanted Bryan to win the Royal Rumble. And Vince McMahon is so set in his ways that all the audience and the fucking cries and the tears that we come on YouTube and we express ourselves in the live audience, nobody listens to that. Nobody wants Roman Reigns. And I stated this very clearly every fucking week. And the fact that they used Bryan to get Reigns over and it failed bothers me as a fan because Bryan didn't deserve that. And you should not use his popularity to get someone over like Roman Reigns, knowing that it's not going to work. So they felt bad that they did that. And the promo that Bryan cut on Roman Reigns following that match on Monday Night Raw, you've seen how upset Bryan was about it. It just came off, his demeanor. And they felt bad about Bryan not having a legit spot at WrestleMania. So they said, you know what? Let's give him the second best thing. Put him in the IC title match, being that he can't be in the world title. And I think, like you said, they are resetting everything because it needs to be reset. WWE's way of doing things is not working, so a reset is needed.
You're right. That's a great point. And but I think they could miss out on a golden opportunity, though. I think the golden opportunity is for if only Brock Lesnar was out of the picture and Roman Reigns took over the belt and the people were booing him on Raw, and now Roman Reigns has heat and becomes the heel. For Reigns to go crazy with the title, and I'm talking about like he beats up like some good guys, like Usos come out and say, "What are you doing, Roman? Why are you doing this? I don't understand, man. You're supposed to whatever. I don't know. You're supposed to be the next guy, and you're gonna all these things and a role model and all these types of stuff." And then Roman Reigns attacks his own cousins, the Usos, spears them, beats the shit out of them, and all this stuff. And now he is the heel, and then Bryan's music hits, and Bryan comes out to challenge Reigns, and the place just explodes, and you've got the ultimate heel now in Roman Reigns, who was put over by Lesnar, and Daniel Bryan, who's a huge babyface. You have an explosion. You have finally the definite lines of a heel, I think, and a face, and I think that would be cool, but that's not going to happen. But
What about this? What about if Seth Rollins fails to cash in his Money in the Bank either tonight or tomorrow, which is a possibility because it wouldn't be the first time someone has failed.
Yeah.
He loses that opportunity. He's got no more briefcase. And Seth Rollins being Mr. Money in the Bank is nothing but an afterthought. But who's to say he can't win the Money in the Bank again this year?
Did you
hear? And Lesnar wins the title tonight, holds it till SummerSlam. We don't see him. He's still WWE champion. We go on his plan with Cena and Bryan as the two mid-card guys, building those titles up, being replaced on TV. Lesnar's away. Those titles would be, front and foremost on house shows and TV, just like it's intended. And then Rollins wins the Money in the Bank again for a second year, We have a unification match at SummerSlam, a possible unification match between Bryan and Lesnar to main event. World champion versus IC champion. When was the last time that ever fucking happened? I would love to see that. And then after that match, Rollins would cash in.
Well, you know what's funny, JD? I mentioned that last night on my Hall of Fame show. I said Seth Rollins. I said this is what I think could happen tonight, and this is what I said last night on the Hall of Fame. I said Seth Rollins is going to win the other Money in the Bank and lose it, and what's going to happen is, in my opinion, is if WWE wants to build Reigns like they are, and he's going to be face, what will happen tonight, in my opinion, is that at the very end he will somehow pull it off against Lesnar. Roman Reigns will beat Lesnar, but in a crazy move at the end, and Roman Reigns will be down and out and starting to sort of move, and the referee's trying to raise his hand. Roman Reigns beats Brock Lesnar, but he's beaten down himself. All of a sudden, here comes Seth Rollins, and the crowd blows up. Then Roman Reigns is trying to get up, but he's having trouble putting weight on his hands. And then Rollins cashes in, steps back to the turnbuckle, gets ready for the curb stomp, starts running at Reigns to do the curb stomp. Reigns immediately out of nowhere gets up, spears Seth Rollins, pins him. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns beats Lesnar and Seth Rollins tonight, back-to-back insanity.
Would you want to see that?
I'll tell you what. As much as I don't like Reigns, I know he's going to win. I feel like he's going to win anyway. I would love to see that because that sounds insane. But I also think it's going to make him just as hated no matter what. And so there's a part of me that thinks that would be hilarious. If Seth Rollins was about to do a curb stomp and then he speared Seth Rollins and then beats him too. Because tomorrow night I know he's going to get the heat and I know the people will turn. But
you got to think of it this way. This is Vince McMahon's night. This is what he works all year for. This is his fucking event. When was the last time WrestleMania ended and everyone was fucking absolutely disappointed?
When was the last? What was that?
What was the last WrestleMania where everyone was sent home disappointed? There's always a happy ending at WrestleMania. Always.
That's right.
When was the last time there was a WrestleMania and people were like, fuck this show. Fucking boycott the show.
You might get it tonight. I mean, because I don't know what the crowd's going to be like. I don't know if it's going to be the people like us who don't like Reigns or don't. It's not that we don't like Reigns, because I mean, I do like Reigns. It's just I don't like what they're doing, right? I mean, I think I like Reigns. He's my least favorite of the Shield members, but I just see him as Diesel, and I didn't like Diesel. I was a Shawn Michaels fan, and I didn't like Diesel that much, and now I feel like I'm reliving that again. Here we go, and John Cena and the big guy, and he likes the big bodies, and it doesn't matter how they wrestle, and we're gonna do the stupid man punch, and I just want to puke all over myself. I'll take a call. Somebody wants to call? Fine, call now. I'll take a couple calls, and then I gotta go. But this is JD from New York. Go subscribe to his channel. 25,000 subscribers. We just hit 12,000 subscribers. I think I hit 10,000 because of JD, by the way, a little while back. And so JD's been great for the channel. I think we've helped him a little bit. He's helped us more. But it's great to be here talking about WrestleMania tonight. And it's almost 3 o'clock. Can you believe we're 2 hours away from this shit starting because of how early they're starting? It's unbelievable.
I got my cold beer ready, man. I got a fucking nice 6-pack just chilling in the refrigerator.
Get your beers ready. Get ready. I'll have the Bruins on the other channel too, by the way. And
by the way, everybody's mentioning Sheamus. I think Sheamus makes his return tonight. John Cena wins the U.S. title and attacks Sheamus, and Sheamus attacks John Cena at the end of the match tonight. That's my prediction.
Just made a video about that. I think that Sheamus is coming out at WrestleMania tonight. I don't think it's going to be on Raw. I think he's going to make an impact tonight and screw somebody. And yes, it would make sense for the Cena thing or for him to challenge. 703, what's up? I just heard you say that. I went back in time. 703, what's up? All right, you got to be ready. What is this? You got to be listening to the show. 708, what's up?
Hey, what do you think if Cena wins, and then after the match, Russo destroys the hell out of Cena, and then Russo gives the title back to Raw the next night?
I think it's...
What did he say? Is Cena going to win tonight and then Rusev get the title back tomorrow?
Yeah, and then Rusev... It sounded like he said just give him the title back.
Why would you ruin the Rusev's undefeated streak for one fucking loss like that? You're going to give it right back to him.
That's not happening. I mean, everything they've done with Rusev points to Cena coming back and winning because he's been beaten down and broken. So you would expect Cena to win tonight. And maybe they did that so that you could expect Cena to win, but Sheamus screws him over. And what will Lana do? Will Lana show up? We don't know what's going on. She's done filming, obviously. So
She will be there. I read yesterday she will be there.
okay, so everyone can get that chubby in their pants because she'll be there. Don't worry about it. And what else? What the hell else did I want to say? Someone said there will be hell to pay because of my other video. 203, what's up?
Hey, Joe, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
I love you and JD. You guys are doing a great job on the podcast. And I just wanted to say really quick, thank you both for all your WrestleMania coverage. You're both doing a great job at it. I had a quick question for both of you while you're live.
Yeah.
Besides, Seth Rollins, who do you think is the next person WWE focuses on to be the big heel in the company? I mean, if Rusev does lose tonight, who do you think is going to go ahead and replace him?
I think if they were smart, I think if they were smart, Roman Reigns would be the next heel in the company, to be honest. But I don't know. What do you think, JD?
That's a very tough question to answer. It all depends on what happens tonight. I think that will be a lot more clearer after tonight, depending on how Roman Reigns is transitioned, maybe into a heel. If he is a heel after tonight, I think he's the next guy that they build their top heel around. I've been saying Rusev should be the next top heel because I've been loving his work lately, and I love the fact that Lana is not with him and he can speak as his own man. I think he's got excellent mic skills for the villain that he is. But if Seth Rollins is not the guy, I'm going with Rusev.
Yeah, I think Rusev should move up to at least the Intercontinental spot with whoever's up there. Definitely challenge Bryan or whoever ends up with the title, Dean Ambrose. 717. Thanks for the call, guys. By the way, 717. What's up?
What's up, Joe? JD, this is Italian at War.
What's up, man?
In the comments. I wanted to talk about Taker and Bray Wyatt. What do you guys think about that? Who do you think is going to win?
I think the Undertaker is going to win and get some redemption. I don't think you can make him lose twice. There's no need to put over Wyatt like that. I mentioned this before. A lot of people see Wyatt as like the new Undertaker and stuff. So why does he lose so much and stuff? I don't see him that way. I mentioned I see Bray Wyatt as kind of like more like the new Mankind. Which is that he's kind of, he's kind of crazy, he's kind of out there, and he doesn't really need to win to be over. He can lose, win. He's kind of a menace, a maniac. He enjoys chaos like the Joker or somebody. He doesn't have to win. He just has to create chaos.
Absolutely. I agree with Joe on that 100%. Wyatt is so good, he doesn't even need a world title, man. He's so good that he doesn't even need to be represented by a world title. That's how fucking good his work has been. And I think Bray Wyatt is going to look excellent tonight in the ring with the Undertaker. Undertaker is going to win because I can't see Taker losing 2 years in a row. And I think there's going to be some kind of post-match beatdown by Bray Wyatt where he says, you know what, I'm going to put my stamp on this and leave WrestleMania with my head held high. Undertaker's going to win and fight Sting next year is my prediction. And as far as Taker, hopefully he has hair tonight because I don't like him bald.
Here's what I think about the whole thing.
Yeah.
The streak's gone. The guy's mortal now. It's just not one of those things that I think he's just going to come back and say, oh, the streak's over. I'm just going to bounce back from that easily. I just don't see Taker winning. I think Bray's going to go over him clean. And I think hopefully Taker's going to come back after next year and set up his match with Sting at WrestleMania 32. That's just what I think about it. I just don't see him winning.
No.
I would be legit shocked tonight if Bray Wyatt wins. I would be just as shocked as I was when Lesnar won last year if Bray Wyatt wins.
Yeah, I would be. I don't know if I can ever be as shocked as last year, but I will be very shocked, and I'll have a lot of questions and comments if the Undertaker lost again for a different reason. Last year I understood what they did, and I was shocked, and I couldn't believe it, and it was crazy. But this year, for them not to lose, I don't think I had a problem. I don't think I got mad last year about it. I think I understood what they were doing. I couldn't believe it, and I did wish the streak continued. But I think this year I would actually have a bitch fest if he lost, because it would be I would have some issues. I do think we...
And that's why, I don't mean to cut you off, Joe, and that's why I see Lesnar holding the title longer than people expect, because I don't think the streak is worth dropping to Lesnar if you're only going to drop it to Roman Reigns. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't get it. All right, man. What do you got? Anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to hang on now. Thanks, guys.
Oh, thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody for listening, for watching. And it's been awesome. And we're getting for WrestleMania, man. There's not much time left until Mania gets there. I guess I'll take another one. Geez, I was going to close it. But 803, what's up?
Yeah. What do you guys think about the Sting and the Triple H?
Not really much to think about it. Sting wins.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm telling a lot of people that Sting will win.
It's glad you brought it up though, because we didn't mention it at all. We didn't get to that match yet. Yeah, no, I think that this match is a question mark for me. I don't know. It's going to be fun to watch Sting come out. It's going to be fun to watch Triple H come out. Now, are they going to have a great match or a medium? I kind of expect like a mediocre match, like a sort of like a regular match. It has a pretty nice little finish, and it ends up being a solid type of wrestling match that, you know, didn't steal the show and didn't stink the show either. That's kind of where I'm looking at with that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of them. It's gonna be one of them scientific matches where it's gonna be very slow, and you know it's gonna be all about the story tonight. It's not gonna be about how each guy out wrestles each other, because you know Sting is not the greatest wrestler in the world. Triple H is a great storyteller, as you guys seen in the last couple of WrestleManias, even though he's you know, on the brink of retirement himself. But Sting has got to win. He's not going to lose his first match in WWE inside the ring. And then, like I said, I think he goes on to Taker next year in Dallas, and he drops the Taker, and they both retire. That's just my prediction on that.
A double buried alive.
Now we know that the sledgehammer and the bat could get involved throughout the match.
I will say that I did mention this on Twitter the other day. I feel like this has a very real possibility of, you know, those weapons coming out with a referee knocked out. Which have we seen enough of the bat and sledgehammer already? Though, if they were going to do that at Mania with the bat and sledgehammer, they really shouldn't have whipped it out like 3 different times the last few weeks. I feel like, but whatever. I don't know. Thanks for the call, man. I think that's it. I think we got to run. We got some stuff to do, to prep, to drink, to get ready, because WrestleMania is starting early. It's going to feel like the whole day was WrestleMania, JD. It's really weird.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm going to turn on the WWE Network as soon as I'm done with you and just watch the rest of the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I'm pumped up. Here we go. Sorry if I didn't get to your call, but we got to get going. I'm going to come back with some more countdown videos and some more stuff, and I will be live right here on youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show after WrestleMania. We'll be live taking your calls. JD will be making videos tonight as well, so make sure to spook out his channel, JdFromny206, JD from New York 206. Check him out. Hard-hitting opinions, a full wrestling show that you can't get on YouTube for the most part. Unless you go to him, you go to me, and you go to a few other people too. So make sure you go subscribe to him. Check him out. Enjoy it. It's going to be a fun night for all of us. A fun night into tomorrow, because we're going to be covering this crap all night. And I'm sure we're going to be talking about something surprising later on tonight. Also, tweet my Twitter at Joe Cronin Show. JD, where are you on Twitter?
At JdFromny206. Just like my...
Well, that makes it easy to find him on YouTube and Twitter. JdFromny206 on Twitter. And Joe Cronin Show on Twitter. Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you tonight. Make sure to click the like button on your way out. Share this video with everybody you can if you enjoyed it. And we'll see you live after WrestleMania 31, or as we should really call it, WrestleMania play button. I can't wait. We'll see you later.